All right, welcome back to the channel. What's going on, Adrian Vent and Dwayne Jones? Up in here early up in this chat early. So we'll take a minute and let everybody get into this. I just wanted this morning to talk about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and the Trilogy fight, and just really get a sense of people whether or not, because I know that there's a lot of people who believe that Tyson Fury cheated, but what are the chances that Deontay Wilder is gonna win the third fight? And then also I wanted to talk about definitely want to talk about a potential fight that I heard could be made that I really hope gets made, but definitely demonstrates how funny the ranking systems are in boxing, because you have a guy in Vasily Lomachenko. What's going on, James Dorsey? Chilling, man. Just getting up in the morning, talking this boxing, trying to poll people on what they really think is going to happen in the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. Carl Dickinson in All right, here we go, man. Sorry about that. I don't know what was happening with this. I got kicked out for a second. So my man, shout out to my man Dwayne Jones in the building, James Dorsey, Carl Dickinson. Man, I need a vacation day today, man. I think I'm gonna take a vacation day today. Um, Carl Dickinson, Michael Knight in the building, the great one in the building. What's going on, man? Salute to you. Big Block in the building. It's always good to see you. Kenneth Johnson, salute to you. Always good to see you. James Dorsey said, I don't think Fury wants to smoke. Malik has transformed Wilder into a boxer puncher. Yeah, that's what it looked like, man. And he made this comment about him. Uh, yeah, I did. I froze. Yeah, I froze. Capper Aborigine said, what's happening to this on this wonderful morning, brother Martin Blackwell, for non-international boxing and the great people of the chat? Man, everything is chilling. Everything is good. Can't complain about anything. Man, EG1, for life, Royal G said Loma is not going to make the fight with Devin. Loma is not that stupid to take such a hard fight after a loss to Teofimo Lopez. Well, he came back and had a win against Nakatani, so maybe hopefully that'll make it happen. Powerhouse Watson in the building. What's going on, man? And he said, what's up for 9? Wilder finally KOs Fury. Okay, we got a knockout. We got a knockout in the poll. Seattle Rick 206, aka Ricky McQueen Jr. said, Fanon, what's good from Seattle? Much love always. Bring my son. Bring Sean Kemp back. Yeah, man. Where do they go? To OKC? That was whack, man. How are they gonna? You would think that Seattle would be able to all that money there, they'd be able to keep a basketball team. But you know, it is what it is, man. Oklahoma City, from Seattle of all places to Oklahoma City, that never made any sense to me. Big boy ATX Cletus Smith said, hey boy, what's going on with you, man? Black Gun Owners Magazine, salute Martin, salute to you as well. Marcus Ingram said, hey, what's up from Fanon? Detroit in the building. Always good to see people from the Motor City. Powerhouse Watkins here said, I think after Wilder beats Fury, he will beat everyone at heavyweight. My question is this it? I'll leave that back. I'll leave that alone because I don't want to put any negativity out there. Fannon, thank you very much for the question. Fannon, you think John Fury's trying to distract Wilder with the lawsuit threat he made against him? He has to know he don't have a case, right? I didn't know that he tried to. You're telling me something new about a lawsuit threat. But here, I would tell you, either the guy, if it's something that already happened, then he's going to have to either sue him or not sue him, you know? But, you know, more than likely, he's just trying to bully him with the threat of it. Fannon, what does Malik Scott bring different than Breland? Well, first and foremost, Malik Scott's a heavyweight, and Mark Breland's not a heavyweight. But also, I think that he's a lot more involved. I think Malik Scott is a lot more involved in the training camp, it seems, than Mark Breland was. Yeah, that's just talk trying to. Acute Aim says, salute Fannon from 5th Ward, Houston, Texas. Shout out to 5th Ward, Houston, Texas. Who wins a match between Errol Spence Jr. and Trinidad? Errol Spence Jr. beats Trinidad. And Trinidad's one of my favorite fighters, but I think Errol Spence Jr. beats Trinidad. Trinidad was a little bit more one-dimensional, and he's looking for that. He's really looking for that left hook. But that'd be an exciting fight. But, you know, definitely an exciting fight. He said, Powerhouse Watson said, Breland's from Clearwater, just like me, but I think Scott is a better fit. Yeah, and, you know, that is important, too, to have he's looking nervous. He ain't nervous about a lawsuit. For what? What would he sue him for? What is he going to sue him for? What did he say? What did he do to deserve a lawsuit? If he was going to sue him, shoot, he had plenty of time to do it as long as they were sitting up in a court trying to get his son back into the ring. Spence win. What's Spence win? I'm glad Wilder finally figured out that he needed to learn how to actually be a professional boxer that knows how to box. I think he always knew that, man. But he, you know, obviously he's got a different fish that he's got to fry, and he's got to do something different, you know. Fury said that he'll sue him for defamation. I agree he would lose because he clearly cheated. Yeah, that's just, if he's talking about suing him for saying that Tyson Fury cheated, then they should have already done it. But plus, they went into that court and for the arbitrator, and I know that they presented that information that, you know, because he claimed that one of the reasons he claimed he tried to get out of was trying to get out of the fight with Deontay Wilder is that was that Deontay Wilder had defamed him. So, you know what the problem with that is that the truth is a defense against defamation, and Deontay Wilder has plenty of proof to say that why he believes that he cheated. And on top of it, the dude did cheat, so why are you going to even start with it? It's obvious that you cheated. Yeah, said, man, Tito was a beast at 147. I don't know. Yeah, I know he was a beast. I'm saying I'm not 100% sure, but shoot, Errol Spence Jr. is a beast at 147 pounds. I'm telling you, I'm going to always go with the guy that has the most pressure. And because I don't think that that Tito is going to knock him out. So, you know, I go with the guy that has the most pressure. And that's what I think, because I think Errol Spence Jr. is a special type of welterweight. And Wilson, because he's definitely running through all these guys that he's fighting, that he's talking about fighting now. David Hakeem said, Thurman's career over if he fights Tank. Too much power, and Thurman will talk his way into a bad knockout. Yeah, you know, they sounded real cocky over there about making that fight, man. I got to admit, dude. Man. Is he? Hey, he's going to be all right, though, because as long as he gets out of top rank. Hold on, go. His excuse was Tyson Fury doesn't want to sue because he's busy with fighting. That's BS. He's only been busy ducking. Yeah, people throw around, I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna sue you. And anybody can sue, but you might wind up having it tossed out. Or you might wind up losing and then getting countersued and having the party get awarded attorney's fees, and it'd be like you take a big cash loss on that. He who greets with fire said, Keyshawn Davis is looking great and about to get gold. Too bad he signed with Top Rank. They will have him sitting. If he gets an Olympic gold medal, I think that it is tough. That is something that even Top Rank will sell. I believe, but will they sell him and make him the biggest star as they want to for like Teofimo Lopez? Probably not. And honestly, you've got a good point, because they're sitting there with a silver medalist that they don't seem like they all that in love with in Shakur Stevenson. But Golden Boy Promotions, not Golden Boy, excuse me. Top Rank Promotions is a big player, so they give you that big signing bonus. Adrian Vent, Errol Spence and Trinidad might end up with a Trinidad versus Winky Wright. Errol also got that nasty southpaw jab with a great high guard. Yeah, exactly. That's a really great observation. That definitely can turn out like Winky, even though the size difference is probably not the same. I saw Winky, and Winky's actually, I think from my recollection, Errol Spence looks like he might actually be just a little bit bigger than Winky Wright. Maybe a little taller, maybe not as thick or something. That's why they probably fight in different weight classes. Or either that, or Winky Wright couldn't get a fight at 147, and that's why he was at 154. Fahim Sator in the building. Always good to see you, man. How the fuck is a black boxer still signing with Top Rank? Clueless. Look, man, it's called a sign-in bonus. It's called a sign-in bonus, and the best option when you're signing. I mean, that's why they would do that, and maybe not knowing the history, because these guys are young fighters, But I don't know, man. I mean, you think they would sign with they'd sign with the PBC, because the PBC has the best track record of supporting black fighters. And those guys doing well and making the money. But hey, man, if you get that, if you've been getting courted for a long time, and they're offering you something right up out, man, much love in that super chat. He said, I think if Haney will have his first I think that Devin Haney will have his first loss if he fights a skilled fighter. He gets caught once, and I could tell he wasn't used to getting hit. Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, I have Lomachenko winning that fight. I have, until I see a little bit more out of Devin Haney, like maybe him fighting like a Richard Comey. Like him fighting Richard Comey or something like that. Then I'll think, okay, yeah, he may be ready, man. But dude is such a kid. I think that, how old's Devin Haney, man? Devin Haney ain't 25 years old. He's still younger than when Lomachenko turned pro. Wilder knocks Tyson out if he throws more punches. Yeah, that looks like that is part of his Hold on, what's it, Michael's? I'm sorry, man. You got a couple of them. Top Rank gets you belts. PBC gets you paid. Yeah, that's what it seems like the deal is, man. David Akeem, if Wilder doesn't stick and move and come with another level and tricks, he's getting beat. Well, I think he needs to get on the inside and needs to mix it up and make it a little bit of an ugly fight. And then get on the outside and catch him with like an overhand right close to the inside of the chest, because I don't think sticking and moving is really going to do anything with Tyson Fury, because other than make the fight the kind of fight that Tyson Fury wants. That's my take on it anyway. He who greets with fire. I don't know Top Rank does have a lock on certain divisions. I don't know if Keyshawn is in one of those divisions. What weight class is? And isn't he a lightweight? He's a lightweight, and the lightweight 140, pretty much 130, 135, and 140 are the ones that he's got. The division they got a hold on, and 122. Shoot, I think they got a chunk of 118 with Monster. Anyway, they've got that lower weight class. That's actually been traditionally where Bob Arum and Top Rank have been really strong. And the bigger weight classes, like the welterweights up to the heavyweights, was where Don King was really performing well. Robbing Bob has been exploiting the black community of its prime athletes for over 60 years, and the black community is still unbeknownst to his treachery. It's a damn shame. Hey, man, I know he's trying to do his damnedest to ruin the career of Terrence Crawford, though. I know that. That's 100%, Ja. No doubt about that. Texas made the realist. Notice as Tank and Thurman caught traction, Floyd came out and said they were working with Devin versus Davis. Social media cap to build it up. Oh, somebody asked why they think that why it is that Leonard Ellerbe was hesitant about the fight with Mario Barrios, but why he would be so confident with Keith Thurman. This answer right here, Texas made the realist. His last sentence is the reason why. Social media cap to build up fights. There's no way in the world that these guys are very serious about having Gervonta Davis fight Keith Thurman and come up to welterweight and fight for no belt. I don't see that happening. No way, no shape, no how. But it is plenty of good. It's plenty of good way to get Gervonta Davis's name in the news. Get Floyd Mayweather's name in the Mayweather Promotions name in the news, and keep up keep up a stir. I kept saying a store, and keep up a stir. That's how I take of it. As far as Bob Arum exploiting the black community, I don't know how much he's been exploiting it, as much as he's been, but he hasn't been trying to exploit it as much in the last, in the last 15 years, because he hasn't been giving them any credit. He hasn't really been using them. Like most of the fighters that Bob Arum is really pushing are Mexican fighters. He went through a phase of really pushing Mexican fighters, and then from pushing Mexican fighters, he moved to fighting Eastern Europeans and trying to push Eastern European fighters. I think what Bob Arum does is Bob is always going to be trying to look for the most cost-effective means to run his company. And black boxers typically want to make more money and are more expensive because we're in the United States and we've been here. And during the 1960s and 1970s, when Don King started really raising the price that fighters were paid, because before there was Al Heyman, who was really getting people paid, Don King was really getting people paid, and Don King was not. But now Don King eventually wound up getting a bad rep for keeping the fighters' money and things like that. But as far as like getting the size of the purses, the size of the purses for the heavyweights have still yet to catch up to what Don King was doing in the 80s, in the early 90s in the early 90s with Mike Tyson, with Evander Holyfield, with Lennox Lewis. The purses have still yet to get that high, have yet to climb that high. So I think that Don King, elevated the price that they were paying fighters, and Don King still is not. I mean, Don King, Bob Arum is still trying to penny pinch cats, man. That's how I see it. Winky Wright was a great fighter, had 51 wins in 58 fights. Yeah, man. I remember watching a Winky Wright fight. And I can't remember who he was fighting, but I saw Winky Wright fight. He was on the undercard of the Roy Jones, John Ruiz fight, man. And Winky Wright was, man, that was a battle, dude. He was, I mean, for real, that was a battle. He came behind a really high guard, and you know what he kind of reminded me of? No, not really like a Brian Castano, but kind of like that. When am I coming to Dallas? I don't know, man. I don't know. Shoot, I come through next time I got to see my sister-in-law, I'll be in Dallas. Don was the first to get black fighters paid. Facts, Martin. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think Don King took a real bad rep, man. And then boxers kind of helped out with that bad rep. But, Don King must have been a little sneaky son of a gun. Because I guess all the cats that kept saying, hey, man, Don will play with your money. Matter of fact, man, I got to tell you, man, I read a Don King contract. I've read multiple fight contracts. And without a doubt, the most complicated contract that I've read in my life was a Don King fight contract for Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, from everything that I could tell, makes sense of in this contract. Don King paid Mike Tyson in stock for a casino. He paid him in stock. And I'm like, I was reading it. The casino paid a smooth groove boxing, much love. He said, just sitting back of the room, soaking up games. Salute from Oak Cliff, man. Thank you, man. Much love. In that super chat. Look, man, they paid Don King, got a cash advance from the hotel, from the casino. So he got the cash. And then he was paying Mike Tyson in casino, in stock for the casino, and not in cash. So I was like, man, no wonder Don King, no wonder like Mike Tyson ain't trying to hear nothing from Don King. But at the same time, you need lawyers that are going to read your contract and know what's going on. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think Wilder will get a revenge knockout over Fury at it, and it will be in the early rounds. Yeah, man, I have a suspicion that this. Yeah, I have Deontay Wilder winning by knockout. My only hesitation is cheating ass Tyson Fury. Like just thinking about, okay, he messed with the gloves last time. If he messed with the gloves last time, he had balloons on his hands. He did the balloon hand thing in the first fight, which nobody picked up in the fight. Like nobody noticed that this glove is flopping all over the place because it looks like he's just slapping. But even with that, it should be stop slapping with your punches. Mike's still getting paid in stock. Spanish Rice. Goodbye, man. Please make this a race thing. Why would somebody make it a race thing? It's not a race thing. Do you forget that Tyson Fury wound up that third fight flat on his back? Do you remember that when Tyson Fury was like this? You know that happened, right? Did you know Tyson Fury got knocked down 2 times in the first fight? I have no reason to believe that Deontay Wilder is going to lie about what he said. I don't see how he's going to lie about what he said. Tyson Fury was cheating. So if Tyson Fury doesn't get a chance, if Tyson Fury doesn't get a chance to cheat, then he may very well end up like this. Is there something unrealistic about that? And also, you're the person that's making the shit about the race, man. You please make this a race thing. You're making this a race thing. Nobody said Tyson Fury, because he's a gypsy, this is because he's a gypsy. We're saying it's because he's a cheater. People watch boxing matches on a regular basis, and when you see somebody like Lomachenko beat somebody, Lomachenko beating Gary Russell Jr. was not a race thing. It was Gary Russell Jr. losing a fight. Nobody's having an issue with Josh Taylor beating Jose Ramirez. He won a fight. However, you're making it a race thing when you assume that other people are. When people are bringing up a legitimate thing, the dude cheated his ass off, and it's readily apparent, man. Anthony Gene T said, "Yo, what's Gene T? Yeah, Gene T said, what's up? What's up, Big Fannon? I'm chilling, man." Bro, I can tell you how to bet on this. I'm an engineer. I have a good strategy. Yeah, man. I don't really gamble on boxing because my strategy is crookedness comes into play on a regular basis, you know? So I always gotta build in there that there's. Hey, Fannon, is true Herring and Stevenson going to purse bid and that Stevenson will get the larger share of the split? That's wild if true. My understanding is that they don't have to go to purse bid, that they've agreed in principle. But yeah, if it did go to purse bid, then Stevenson would have made more money than Herring because Stevenson must have the bigger contract with Top Rank. Adrian Vint, at this point, something is wrong with someone's common sense and morality if they can still deny that Fury cheated. Look, but you see what the guy's motive was, what he wanted to do. He wants to push that shit underneath a race thing. First of all, not everybody that thinks Tyson Fury cheated is black. Most people after the fight thought something was funny. They were like, "That's something really weird about that fight." Do you guys remember that? Like it was like people were like, before anything happened, I was like, man, what the fuck was that? There was something that was really, really strange about that fight. Because first of all, after a certain period of time, when Deontay Wilder was hurt and Tyson Fury couldn't knock him out, like shit was just odd. And the way that he was moving was odd. You know, it was like he looked on the real. The dude looked drunk. He looked drunk from the beginning of the fight. And I think the actual knockdown that took place was more of like a trip, like he tripped over his foot. I'm telling you, Tyson Fury doesn't really punch that hard, man. But he's definitely hitting people with bare knuckles. So that tells you something. Luke Morrison said, truth be told, he can't cheat again. He is on a magnifying glass, so he will bail or lose via KO in under 5 rounds, probably 1 to 3. You bet 60% via KO, 15% on under 5 and 25. Yep, that disappeared. Because you're looking for the other 40, right? That's 30, 45. That's more than 60%. That's the Spanish rice, huh? If you really believe in all that Wilder conspiracy, I believe that he cheated. Why in the hell are they fighting in Las Vegas again? What? Nick Smith, you know, one part of your first part of your sentence has nothing to do with the second. If I believe in all that Wilder conspiracy, why would Top Rank take a fight to Las Vegas? Because I am me and they are Top Rank. And under the contract, Top Rank is the one that is controlling the promotion of the fight because Tyson Fury won the last fight. And that's why. Not difficult. Tyson is a known cheater in his country, was able to fight in the U.S. What does that tell you? And it tells you that it tells you there's a lot of cheating goes on in sports, and definitely in boxing. But the cheating that was going on with Tyson Fury is just straight up over the top, dude. Wilder goes undefeated until retirement. So, yeah. Hey, do you know what, though? I'm probably going to, let me see. Billy Trey and Son. Wilder, somebody with an opposite opinion. Wilder loses again more convincingly, too. The excuses that man made, he will never be considered a champion in my eyes. The glove conspiracy was debunked several times. Man, get the fuck out of here with that glove conspiracy. You had a bunch of people telling you this is how they debunked. This is how you debunked it. People took a picture of a glove, a different glove that Muhammad Ali had on 40 years ago, 45 years ago, with his hand out like this, reaching for a punch, and says somehow that means Tyson Fury's hand was in that glove. What was how is that debunking anything? Look, if you choose not to look into it and not want to believe it, that's fine. But telling people that have looked, more people believe it than don't. Let me put it that way. My experience is more people believe it than do not believe it. Skinny Kenner said, I believe the water, food poisoning situation in the second fight was much bigger factor than the gloves and dirty fighting, even if Fury had skinned or loaded gloves. Man, that's just dirty as shit. I don't even really like to talk about that because that's something that, I can't see on camera, other than it definitely looking like something is off with Deontay, like there's something off with Deontay Wilder. But, I don't see why he would lie about that. It's not necessary to lie about that. He has a rematch. You know what I mean? So, like, one of the things that it brings that, I always think of is really what good did it do Deontay Wilder to lie about that fight? Seriously. He's not like he lied to try to get a rematch. He already had a rematch coming. So why would he lie? Like, seriously, what is his motivation to lie about it? I don't see a motivation. He's going to get another fight anyway. If he didn't feel like he got cheated and he's just making it all up, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, the idea that this man has just made all that shit up is stupid. There's no reason for him to do it. My man Copper Aborigine said conspiracy means truth. That's what that's why it's y'all that's in denial, not us. We see the evidence, and all y'all have is talk. That's pretty much it. And calling something a conspiracy. You conspiracy theorists You conspiracy theorists, he'll never be a champ in my eye. Fuck your eyes. Seriously. What difference do your eyes make in that regard? He got what he needed. He was able, and here's the thing. If that was really truly defamation, Tyson Fury would have sued him. Tyson Fury would not have any problem going to court and suing that guy for that. How is JD's washing the glove being put on an argument? If he had held them and inspected him, he could have found something, but that wasn't the case, was it? Look, it doesn't matter if he watched it, if he touched it. The glove did what it did on that picture. I wish I had that picture available on this computer. He said, Age E said you could tell something was off the first punch that the very first punch that was landed, Wilder looked off. Man, tell me about it. Mark Breland said in the interview that he didn't give Wilder water in the fight. We all saw him giving Wilder water. That's when I knew it was spiked. He said that he didn't give it to him. If he said he didn't give it to him, then yeah, because he definitely gave it to him in that fight. Accurate aim. Breland said he doesn't even give him water when he does, implying Wilder was drugged, but it just wasn't him that drugged him. Like, that whole thing with Mark Breland is very, very unfortunate. And I don't know if they slipped. My best hope is that maybe somebody slipped something into the water, but, slipped something to the water without him knowing it. But, it is craziest, man. Oh, he did. Oh, he definitely cheated. He gave him some. He did. So none of y'all want to talk about Ali, and his trainer admittedly cheated Cooper, though. Well, technically speaking, he didn't cheat him because there was a cut in the glove, and he just pulled it wider, and he said, "See," and he bought him a little extra time. I've seen a whole bunch of stuff go on with cheating and when people cheat, man. Come on, people cheating all the time, man. Look. People cheat in football. People cheat in baseball. They cork their bats, do all kind of other stuff, cheating, get on steroids. They cheat on, and people cheat in golf. That's why they got rules. They cheat because people want to cheat. And they say, oh, they got a big book of rules that says you can't move your ball more than this far, or it can't be any closer to the hole than this and that. And they sit there and they watch people, and they catch people. The fans will catch people doing something that they think is against the rules in golf. And then they call in, and then the golfer gets penalized 2 shots, things like that. So how is it that Tyson Fury is so above cheating that you guys won't even look into it? They cheat in every other sport. And here's the other thing that just blows my mind. How do you believe that that is impossible to cheat in Las Vegas? That is their goal. That's what they say. It could have never happened because it's in Vegas. When you have people accusing Vegas judges of cheating all the time, all of your evidence is based off the pictures of the glove from the first fight. How did it affect the out? No, mine are gloves from the second fight. I'm not. All of mine are gloves mine are gloves in the first fight, and a glove and gloves in the second fight as well. Not the first. I mean, not just the first. Thank you very much. But I appreciate you asking. Dwayne Freeman said, Fannon, the worst happened when Wilder lost because now he got Coach Scott and he is becoming more of a boxer with that power. Now, I will tell you something else that probably has – that is hilarious. Man, let me tell you something. You got people all in this section that would tell you in a minute if they thought something was some bullshit, man. In a minute. My friend, come on, man. They say that he's cheating because he's white. Come on, man. He's a gypsy. That's not white, is it? Salute Fannon. Do you really think the new footwork and pad work looks top level? I do not. I think taking him away from what he's done for years and knocking heads off is bad. What do you think, Fannon? I think that any amount of improvement can be. I'm not going to say what I think he looks like on the gloves, on the mitts, because I'm not an expert at that. That's not where my expertise lie. So I will say that that he looks quick, and he looks like what he's doing is that he is here's what he's doing in the gloves is different than other people on the mitts. He's not trying to look fancy on the mitts. He's a heavyweight. So he's not doing like the Floyd Mayweather pip, pop, 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 having like 3 different pivots and 8 punch combinations and things like that, because he's a heavyweight. The most combination punches he's going to throw are maybe a 3 or 4 punch combination. So I think what I see with him working when he's working the mitts is it looks like he's working on getting inside, throwing 3-4 punch combinations and start and go into the body. He looks good to me. That was tongue in cheek. That was tongue in cheeks. Tongue in cheeks. He didn't listen to Malik's comment. He didn't listen to Malik's comments on pad work. What is that? I did. I listened to his. That's what I was saying. What I'm saying is exactly what I heard Malik say. And then because I went back and I looked at it and I was like, okay, yeah, I see what he's saying. I see what he's doing. I looked at what's his name? Anyway. Retro for Life 79 Boxing. I knew Wilder was under the influence when he was loading up his right hand during the introduction. His facial expressions clearly suggested something was wrong. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he looked at it. I don't even like seeing that fight again. John Doe. Fannon, do you think we will get a Devin Haney fight, or do you just think they're using his name to sell their own fights because this information comes a day after Eddie said he was moving up? I think that they're talking about the fight because of the belt. And it's a consideration because of the belt that Devin Haney has, which I'm telling you, dude, way to rip that kid off, WBC. Way to rip that kid off by giving that damn franchise title to Teofimo Lopez. Not that Devin Haney would necessarily be getting the bunch of these guys wanting to fight him. Devin Haney looks like he's, getting the Gary Russell Jr. treatment is what it seems like to me. He's a very, very good fighter. Very risky fight for anybody you put in there because the kid can fight. He's got fast hands. He's very sound defensively. He's difficult to he's very difficult to fight. I mean, difficult to hit. And to do, and he's just somebody that, that people don't want to lose to, right? Teofimo Lopez doesn't want to lose to him. Lomachenko, I think Lomachenko would fight him, but he's talking about Lomachenko versus Richard Comey. Richard Comey would be if you're just looking to get Vasily Lomachenko a knockout at this point, because I think Lomachenko is going to mop Richard Comey, but it would be a more difficult fight with Devin Haney. Wilder is one-dimensional, not a top-flight fighter, just a guy with a big punch. If that's the case, how the hell did he get a heavyweight championship? How did he get more title defenses than AJ did? You don't have much respect for the sport of boxing, man. Nobody wins a championship and wins 10 fights and it's just a hype. Can somebody name to me somebody with 10 title defenses in a weight class that has ever been called a hype job? With 10 successful title defenses and be called a hype job. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. That's disrespect. That's disrespectful. At a certain point in time, dude, you're disrespectful to the sport of boxing. It's not like he's Dillian White. Dillian White is a hype job. Dillian White is somebody that people, he's good. All of a sudden, he's lifted up off the ground by a senior citizen. You know, he's not like he's David Price, right? Oh, he's good. And all of a sudden, he gets laid out by the same old man, right? Come on, man. That's not a hype job when you have a career. Deontay Wilder's already had damn near a full successful career that anybody that is fighting would love to have, man. That's just... You don't have any evidence that there's no evidence. Literally no evidence of any drugging during... You don't know that. You're saying that, but you don't know that. Gate 7. I can say that I believe that Tyson Fury cheated because I have a picture of Tyson Fury's hand where I can see all of his knuckles through the top of the glove. I saw that. I have the picture. I could show you the picture. You can't show me the absence of evidence. Literally no evidence of any drugging in the Wilder Fury fight. Y'all be pissed if you got excused in court of law over something you never did. He didn't go to a court of law. He has an opportunity to sue. He has to fight. What does that tell you? Look. Hey, I'm not a boy. Bill Trey. I'm not a boy. Please refrain from calling me a boy. It's very rude in the United States. I'm going to expect that you guys are UK trolls, but it's very rude to call somebody a boy in the United States. Okay? This is not Ireland where you say, hey boy. Here, calling somebody a boy, you got to go, man. So anyway, let's go through this one. Literally no evidence of any drugging during the Wilder fight. Y'all I already went through that. No need more to say in that, man. Wilder was exposed in the Olympics. You mean when he won a bronze medal, you fucking idiot? Man, I needed that laugh. He won a bronze medal, you idiot. What are you talking about? How was he exposed? He had been fighting for 2 years. He had been fighting for how long was Deontay Wilder fighting before he went into the Olympics? 3 years or some shit? He was he started at 19 or 20. By the time he was 21, he was in the Olympics. Get the fuck out of here, dude. He's exposed in the Olympics when he won a medal. How does that work? You know who was exposed in the Olympics? Tyson Fury. Did his ass make it? Let me look up here. Tyson Fury. Olympics. Did Tyson Fury fight in the Olympics? No. Does he have a medal in the Olympics? No. So who is exposed? Deontay, who got a medal, or Tyson Fury, who didn't even make it there? Guess they don't allow you to put loaded gloves in 3-minute rounds, huh? In 3-round fights. Exactly. Graham Jones said, how you expose someone who had the longest heavyweight title defense, not in history, second. I think he's definitely second or third behind Joe Louis, and I think Vladimir Klitschko might have had more. I think Vladimir Klitschko had more, and Joe Louis had more. Exactly. He got the gold medal in cheating. How are you going to expose somebody and your boy didn't even make it to the Olympics? He wasn't manufactured and guided to belts the way AJ was. And he didn't get knocked out by Andy Ruiz. Even though some people, Drew Titan, shout out to Drew Titan, said that he believes that AJ looked like something was off about him going out into that Andy Ruiz fight. And I'd heard other people say that was a setup on Anthony Joshua. So, who knows, man, what these people do, man. Yates Stivet. David Price got picked over Fury for Great Britain, and Tyson tried fighting for Ireland, but had trouble because he couldn't prove he had any Irish ancestors or relatives. He tried to cheat in his way into the Olympics. That's a cheating motherfucker right there. John Muhammad, much love in that super chat, man. He said most people are saying that Wilder is starting to box. No, he has always been capable boxer that won a bronze medal in the Olympics. Ding, hashtag ding bats. I got to go back to this one, though, because this shit is hilarious. He tried fighting for Ireland, but had trouble because he couldn't prove he had any Irish ancestors or relatives. I thought he already says. I think he thought he said he is Irish, but he couldn't prove that he had any, so that they wouldn't let him fight and take somebody else's spot by you cheating and lying and saying you Irish. Man, ain't that about a bitch? Ain't that about a bitch? That dude has been doing it a long time, man. Man, what's going on? Let me give it going to my man, Mr. Hamka. What's going on, man? He said, much love from Ozzy down under. Shout out down there to Australia. Man, it's a fun conversation. Retro for Life 79 Boxing. Malik Scott's pad work with Wilder has meaning, and it's already muscle memory for Wilder. 2-time champ. Yeah, that's gonna be fun, dude. That's gonna be a great moment when he gets that belt back. I just hate if Tyson Fury had won the fight like fairly, it'd been like, okay. And I really tried my best, man. I tried my best not to be involved in Glovegate, because that's what they started calling it. Like, man, I don't want to do Glovegate. I don't want to get involved in this. And people keep saying, no, you gotta look, you gotta look, you gotta look, you gotta look, Martin, you gotta look, you gotta look, you gotta look. So I looked, and dude, if you guys tell me that you guys did not see what's going on in that first and that second fight, you guys are just flat out liars, man. Flat out, up and down, all day long liars. If you don't see how that shit went down. And it's just bad for boxing, dude. And it kills me that the boxing media you know what? That's such a big embarrassment to boxing that they don't want to bring that out. That's probably what that is. It's such a big embarrassment to boxing that they just don't want to admit to something like that could happen. That's just, dog, just shut up. You have no respect for boxing, man. You just have no respect for boxing. You have no respect for boxing, man. Who's Tyson Fury? I don't call Tyson Fury's guys bums. And in Tyson Fury's competition, other than Vladimir Klitschko, which he went in there under the influence of steroids. Skinny Kenny said Fury did not make the Olympics because he kept losing to David Price. Fury was a lifelong boxer. Wilder got a medal in his first year as an amateur. And that's why I think he definitely has the ability to improve, and why I don't understand why people can act like there's no way that this dude can get better at what he's doing, when I think clearly he can. So let's get this clear. Tyson is a gypsy, which is Romani, but he tried to sneak in by claiming Irish. Credibility is damn sure in question. I'm telling you, that is a sneak thief. That is a sneak thief right there. And the COVID. Let's not forget the COVID. His COVID plot. Vice P. Should Spence move to 154 after dominating 147? If so, you must have another question. Is that dipped? I'll wait till your next question gets there. Let me back up a little bit. I think somebody else had a question. I might have missed it. Tiana Scott. They gave that bum Fury Boxer of the Year, and he hasn't even fought in the last year and a half. Dude, that is somebody, that's MTK Global. That's MTK Global. You did, bro, what? Oh, I didn't want to cover it, but I had to cover it. If you're talking about what I did, I said, oh, no, I didn't want to cover it, but I'd had to cover it because it was so fucking blatantly obvious. I know that I'm covering this shit right now. I'm saying when I saw it, I didn't want to, but then I saw, whoa, it's just so obvious that the guy cheated that I had to do it, man. I had to get involved. Trust me. I'm not blue, but who do you think Tank should fight next? Oscar Valdez. I think he should fight Oscar Valdez. That's who I think he should do. Damn, that's funny. Did somebody really just ask if a boxer should move up after dominating a division? Cancel, dude. I mean, he can move up. I don't have a problem with him moving up. Doesn't move up. Either one is cool with me. Exactly. Gypsy is Romani, not Irish. But it's Romani. And they're travelers, so would they be set to a particular country? But Yatsui said, Cooper, there definitely is Irish gypsies, class themselves as travelers, though you never seen Snatch. Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that the man tried to fight for the Britain, and then tried to go fight for the UK, and then he tried to go over there to try out for Ireland. That's ridiculous. You know, only the thing that always confuses me though is the North Ireland. I always said the North Ireland is part of the UK. Ireland is Ireland. But look, hey, I'm going to roll up out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat today. Much love to everybody in the super chat. Much appreciation to you. We'll be back tomorrow for a little bit longer stream. But with that, I'm out. Peace.